Hello, world. I am your host Mr. Stag. Today, I will be sharing the top 10 banks dominating Latin America by assets under management. 10. Banco de Credito e Inversions. Banco de Credito e Inversions (BCI) dates back to 1937. It's run by the third generation of its founding family, the Uraús, which owns 63% of it. Founded to support small and medium enterprises, it now offers a variety of retail and commercial banking services, along with investment banking, private banking, and brokerage, money management services to institutional investors and high net worth individuals. It also owns the City National Bank of Florida. Headquartered in Santiago, BCI has around 326 branches and 988 ATMs nationwide throughout Chile, along with a presence in the US, Peru, Brazil, Mexico, and Hong Kong, the first Chilean bank to open there. The bank's assets are $79 billion. The bank has no stock since it is family-owned. According to DNB.com, the bank had revenue of $2.37 billion and profits of $370.15 million in 2020. Number 9. Grupo Financiero. Banorte SAB de CV. Banorte was opportunistic in the wake of the Mexican financial crisis in the 1990s, acquiring multiple banks and building its presence throughout the country. Officially known as Grupo Financiero Banorte, the bank offers retail banking products as well as investment services, annuity and insurance products, retirement funds, and warehousing capabilities. The bank's assets are $89.95 billion. The current stock price at the time of this video is $7.07 US with a market cap of $20.76 billion US. The stock is currently undervalued according to Simply Wall Street by 21.6% with a fair value price of $9.02 US. They currently pay a dividend of 2.2% and it has a payout ratio of 28%. The company revenue was $4.18 billion US. They have a gross margin of 100% and a net profit margin of 37.69%, making $1.58 billion US in earnings. Number 8. Banco Santander. Mexico SA. Institución de Banca Multiple. Grupo Financiero Santander. Mexico. Santander Mexico provides a wide range of consumer products, including mortgages, credit cards, and personal loans. The bank, a division of Spain-headquartered Santander, also caters to business clients. Services include pension planning, financing solutions, and foreign trade services. Banco Santander owns 138.63% of their Mexican bank. The bank's assets are $92.36 billion. The current stock price at the time of this video is $5.75 US with a market cap of $7.94 billion US. The stock is currently undervalued according to Simply Wall Street by 7.4% with a fair value price of $6.21 US. They currently pay a dividend of 2.3% and it has a payout ratio of 27%. The company revenue was $3.18 billion US. They have a gross margin of 100% and a net profit margin of 28.37%, making $902 million US in earnings. Number 7. Groupo Aval. Acciones y Valores SA. Groupo Aval. Acciones y Valores is Colombia's largest financial holding company. Its four traditional banks include Banco de Bogotá, the country's oldest commercial bank, offering various retail services and products, Banco de Occidente, which services corporate and government clients as well as retail customers, Banco Popular, which works with government entities, and Banco AV Villas, a source of credit cards, loans, and mortgages. Founded in 1994, the holding company is controlled by Colombian magnate Luis Carlos Sarmiento. With a presence throughout Central America, it also engages in investment banking through subsidiary Corfi Colombiana and in private pension and severance management through Porvenir. The bank's assets at $103.29 billion. AVAL's current stock price at the time of this video is $5.39 US with a market cap of $5.92 billion US. The stock is currently undervalued according to Simply Wall Street by 33.5% with a fair value price of $8.11 US. Aval currently pays a dividend of 5.1% and it has a payout ratio of 38%. The company revenue was $4.91 billion US. They have a gross margin of 100% and a net profit margin of 16.15%, making $804 million US in earnings. Number 6. Grupo Financiero BBVA Bancomer SA de CV. Mexico's largest bank in terms of assets, Bancomer, is a subsidiary of the Spanish company BBVA. Its revenue stream includes retail banking operations, stock brokerage services, insurance, and mutual fund management. BBVA Bancomer now has more than 78.1 million customers, 7,744 bank locations, and a network of 13,165 ATMs. BBVA Mexico also controls 20% of the market. It represents 40% of the total revenues of BBVA worldwide, making it the biggest bank of the group outside Spain. The bank's assets at $135.92 billion. This is a subsidiary of the Spanish bank BBVA. There is no stock. Number 5. Banco Santander, Brasil SA. Like several other Latin American banks, Santander Brazil is actually part of a larger European financial institution, in this case, Spain-based Banco Santander, SAN. In addition to retail banking, credit cards, and home loans, the organization offers asset management and commercial banking services. Banco Santander owns 89.91% of the Brazilian bank. The bank's assets at $180.27 billion. Santander's current stock price at the time of this video is $5.80 US with a market cap of $21.41 billion US. The stock is currently undervalued according to Simply Wall Street by 42.2% with a fair value price of $10.03 US. They currently pay a dividend of 7.6% and it has a payout ratio of 76%. The company revenue was $9.38 billion US. They have a gross margin of 98.57% and a net profit margin of 30.08%, making $2.82 billion US in earnings. Number 4. Caixa Econômica Federal. Established in 1861, Caixa is a private government entity, with a close relationship to the Brazilian Ministry of Finance. The bank plays a key role in executing income transfer programs and putting national housing policies into effect. It also manages the country's main lottery programs. The bank's assets are $279.36 billion. The bank has no stock since it is government-owned. According to Fortune.com, the bank had revenue of $38.41 billion and profits of $5.34 billion in 2020. Number 3. Banco Bradesco SA. Headquartered in São Paulo, Banco Bradesco serves individual as well as business clients. In addition to its banking products, it offers insurance services and retirement plans. Founded in 1943, Bradesco operates some 4,746 branches and owns 36,150 ATMs. The bank's assets are $308.99 billion. Banco Bradesco's current stock price at the time of this video is $3.77 US with a market cap of $33.53 billion US. The stock is currently undervalued according to Simply Wall Street by 38.8% with a fair value price of $6.16 US. They currently pay a dividend of 1.0% and it has a payout ratio of 15%. The company revenue was $16.75 billion US. They have a gross margin of 98.60% and a net profit margin of 25.38%, making $4.25 billion US in earnings. Number 2. Banco do Brasil SA. The government-controlled Banco do Brasil is Latin America's second-largest bank. In addition to lending to individuals and businesses, the bank also offers asset management services and foreign exchange capabilities. Based in Brasilia, the bank has a presence in more than 23 countries. The bank's assets are $326.16 billion. Banco do Brasil's current stock price at the time of this video is $5.54 US with a market cap of $15.68 billion US. The stock is currently undervalued according to Simply Wall Street by 62.5% with a fair value price of $14.77 US. They currently pay a dividend of 6.7% and it has a payout ratio of 36%. The company revenue was $13.14 billion US. They have a gross margin of 98.96% and a net profit margin of 23.88%, making $3.10 billion US in earnings. Number 1. Itau Unibanco Holding SA. The largest bank in Latin America, Itau does business in 21 countries and operates more than 31,000 service points worldwide. The privately owned company provides traditional corporate banking services as well as investment banking operations and merger and acquisition support. The bank's assets are $369.53 billion. Itau's current stock price at the time of this video is $4.25 US with a market cap of $39.51 billion US. The stock is currently undervalued according to Simply Wall Street by 33.6% with a fair value price of $6.40 US. Itau currently pays a dividend of 2.0% and it has a payout ratio of 15%. The company revenue was $20.80 billion US. They have a gross margin of 100% and a net profit margin of 25.23%, making $5.26 billion US in earnings. In 2021, Brazil's 5 biggest banks maintained their positions as the largest in Latin America. But with the Brazilian real losing 22.59% of its value against the US dollar, the combined assets of the country's quintet slid by 8.9% to $1.484 trillion, year-over-year. Brazilian and Mexican banks may be great investment opportunities for these emerging markets. These top banks will continue to have control over finances in Latin America due to their infrastructure, investments in fintech, and their hold on the financial markets. Tell us what you think about the future of banks and banking in Latin America in the comment section below. Mr. Stag logging off.